Art Gallery of Swift-Current, in partnership with the West Wing Gallery, are presenting the exhibition Zhangjiajie, an ancient and modern homesickness. It's a very special experience. The drawing and the writing talk about the significance and the importance of community, of a culture, and its history. Here was an example of a city contending with progress and development, and a historical district under serious threat. This village had been there for hundreds of years, and he wanted to document it. And so interpreting that as he drew as a single drawing. For much of Haowen's early career, he was drawing old buildings and local culture and traditional culture as his subject. And he had met Linyan at a school where he was working, and she then later came across him working on the street. And they shared in common this kind of interest that they had for the old buildings and the old district and how important all that was.
I was very much into the international culture and the diversity thing, and I was trying to find my own culture because, you know, when an Asian girl go to US for study, so it's like I have no root, and I want to find my root. We were both heard the news that Old Town going to be turned off, and it start. So it start from one house, whew, and I was so touched. You know, it's like it reminds me who I am. You know, where I come from, and now it's going to disappear. So you know how sad I am.
They are working together as a result of a kind of love that they have for community, for family history, for the history of a culture. He was basically on the street drawing, and at the time making, trying to sell some drawings and get some attention and so forth.
When I first meet him, I was never considered this boy will become my husband or we will have love, because we have no comments, you know. He's not much education compared to our study abroad. So he's like, and he's very poor when I meet him. So our love story is kind of this old town, grab our hands, hold us together. Before he met me, he always dreamed one day he can do a non-drawing, but he never emotionally got the passion and got the encourage. And when he met me, he saw the passion on me, and my passion encouraged his passion come out. And he was doing a lot of drawing already of this old town because he loved it also. He loved this way of village, the old buildings. So he was Google online. Wow, that's Zhangjiajie, how beautiful. So I was told him, if you want to marry me, quit your job, draw all the town out for me. And if you are poor, you better give me something for marry me. And guess what? He quit his job the next day and spent 2 years every day morning, early morning in 6 a.m. together with the sun rays. He goes sit outside of these old towns and drawing and never move and never think about his breakfast or lunch or dinner. Okay, so I'm supposed to sit and my face cannot touch ground. So he was running to rubber this house and find the most expensive thing in this house, that's me. So he have to find the shoes for me so that I can have my shoes on. Then he will rubber me, like I was sitting in his bike, or maybe he was holding me, like a princess hold, and all the way to the car. They run because this family were going to catch him and beat him up. So it's like a kind of game.
非常非常的高兴，也非常的高兴，在第一次我们的相遇，你给我很多的帮助、鼓励、支持我，我很感动。我喜欢跟你在一起的快乐，虽然我们要吵闹，一路上面你付出的比我多，感谢你的父母，感谢你的父母亲。 你愿意嫁给我吗？
Should I?
Should she marry him?
Yes.
A deal had been struck that when the village was drawn and their work was successful, that she would marry him. And so they decided that this was the place and the moment. So they decided to get married on the opening day of this exhibition. And it was a wonderful experience for all of the good folks that were here to witness the marriage and to learn about the history that this young couple has had. So it was really fun and significant, and a real great symbolic conclusion to a lot of great work. This is really a story, a love story, and really two love stories. The first love story is that of home and community, and of a culture and its history. And then the second love story is the love story between a writer and an artist.
Okay, so if my father not be here, that person probably will be the bridge building from me and Haowen to Canada. Gordon will probably be the best choice because he knows us 2 years already, and he helped us a lot, and he's the reason we first meet and we first know Canada, and we got actually we touch Canada's ground.
Does the father agree to this wedding?
Very much.
Very nice.
Under one condition, that your marriage will not be like several mine.
OK。好，你现在可以亲我了，你也把这个打开。不是，我拿着没关系。
Good luck.
Thank you. When I start off the stories, until how we meet, how we laugh about the old town, and when he joined the art piece of the old town, people are just so tearing. You know, their eyes is getting red and full of tears. So I was so touched. You know, that is not their hometown. That is my hometown story. We have a special night on this temple. And this temple is before we leave China, we come here. Only thing left on this ground is truly historic ancient building which are leftovers. And we are just so happy it's still standing there. All your power line is outside of house. So the old ancient town, their power line is not in their house because their house is built in wood. And he said it's just kind of like a singular of history, you know, because the electricity makes this town become bigger. The land makes the history move. And the land is history itself. When he was stay at Gordon's, and there's a lot of empty house around, and it looks very nice, but just nobody in. And now when he come to Swift Corinth, he saw everything is still there. And it's like the train station, all the old ancient buildings still there. And he was so touched that he wanted to draw it out.
In this show, we have a lovely drawing of the railway station, which is where our town began, was on the railway. To our delight, Haowen, during his period in Canada this year, during his show, will be traveling up Central Avenue and to a few other historical building locations to make drawings of all of these kind of precious history locations for Swift Current.
He also already has the feeling to do something about art, but this time when we come in again, and he's just feel have to do that. So it's like everything is matched perfectly. I would say, how beautiful old ancient town you have already. Please carry it with your history.